Gentlemen, good morning. We move on from Paul's introduction to the backdrop of why it matters to have low carbon design, to think about the process of design and how we work towards better buildings. And we want to introduce that concept initially by thinking about how you put the appropriate people together, the integrated team. And one of the backdrops to that is the CIBSE Guide F, the guide produced by the Chartered Institution of Building Services Engineers, Energy Efficiency in Buildings. First published in '98, created quite a stir when it came out because it nicely encapsulated in one of the first documents so to do a lot of the practices that were clearly being adopted and applied very sensibly, and it quickly became a bestseller. So it had to be reissued in 2004 as a second edition. There's quite a lot of features within it. It's a very good read, which is not something you can say of many technical manuals. So those of you that are not acquainted with it, I do have a copy which I've forgotten to bring with me out of the car. I'll get it at lunchtime. I do recommend you are acquainted with it because we're going to use it on a number of occasions throughout each of the three workshops as a sort of backbone, a thread running through much of what we have to say. It has a number of new features. Benchmarks are included, and the European Performance of Building Directives requires that new benchmarks are developed. So given that this is actually the only document with any benchmarks in it, it's very formative in that respect. It also has a design checklist, what to do, how to do it, and whether you're actually doing it in the right order, in the right way. It also reviews why buildings fail, which I think is a very good perspective. I don't know about you, but I'm maybe of a gentleman of a certain age now, and I'm getting a bit more cynical as the years go by, and I tend to read magazine articles and tend to think, well, it all sounds terribly nice, but actually what went wrong with that building? You never get that side of it, and most of us only ever learn by doing things wrong. We learn from our mistakes, and Guide F does try to review that. It is a valiant effort at trying to review where things have gone wrong, what we have to learn, and how we can go through the process of making sure it doesn't happen again. So that's a very good perspective. And it also covers energy surveys, which increasingly we're having to do to evaluate existing buildings and target our new ones.